is here. Now, broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, everybody. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. It's Friday. Do you know what that means? Yes, I know. Tomorrow's Saturday. But you really know what it means? It means on Saturday and Sunday, every week, that is 2 days out of 7 every week, the federal government is shut down. Except for essential services, you know, like the military and security and that sort of thing. But the vast majority of the welfare state and the government is shut down. It's not that painful, is it? As a matter of fact, we look forward to the weekend, don't we? I say this all the time. Because you should have no fear when we cut back on the government. You should have no fear if the government were to shut down for a period of time. It's Friday, so I want to spend a little time not jumping around on different news articles. We'll get to them later, but having a thoughtful, substantive, serious discussion with you. We are the American people. We founded a nation. We created the most prosperous nation on the face of the earth. We did it without the New Deal. We did it without the Great Society. We did it without Obamacare and the EPA. We did it without any of them. The most successful, the most powerful, the wealthiest nation on the face of the earth, long before Franklin Roosevelt became president, and obviously long before Barack Obama became president. We've allowed the daily, incessant media reporting of what government does and how important government is to change who we are. We've allowed the politicians to string us along decade after decade, taking our money and then giving it back to us in smaller pieces, as if we can't survive without it. Many people can't survive because of it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we don't need this big government. We don't need these hack politicians. We don't need 2 million bureaucrats. We don't need all these regulations. We don't need all this spending. We don't need all these taxes. We're self-sufficient individual human beings. We're not the middle class. We're not the upper class. We're not any class. We're Americans. We're not jealous of our neighbors who may make more money. Good for them. If anything, we want to know how they did it. Maybe we can do it too. We're not a jealous people. We're an industrious people. Look at what these politicians are trying to turn us into. Animals. Fighting over crumbs, constantly growling and gnawing at each other. That's not who we are. We're the resistance. We resist this. The fate that Obama and his party seek to impose on us and every future generation is neither acceptable nor tolerable. We reject the perversion of our Constitution, our law, our economics, and our language in the pursuit of absolute centralized power by Obama and his party in Washington, D.C. We reject it in all of its form. We are tens of millions strong. We did not vote for our individual and societal suicide, and no politician, no president has the authority under our Constitution to destroy this nation from within. I don't care how many people voted for him. This president and his party have ceased to be virtuous. They are a direct threat to our liberties and our rights. They are a direct threat to our well-being and our property. We refuse to accept the propaganda, the Marxist propaganda of the rich and the poor and the middle class. We believe in free market capitalism. We believe if you work hard and you make $1 billion, good for you. Who cares? It's time, folks, to get our priorities in order. We, the people, come first. We have unalienable rights, not government. You keep your damn hands off our mortgage interest deductions. You keep your damn hands off our pension plans. You keep your damn hands off of the poor, the middle class, the rich, because there's no such thing. That is, keep your hands off my fellow Americans. We're human beings. We're not jealous of successful people. We don't want to steal the fruits of somebody else's labor. That's not who we are. And we don't need the government to interfere in our lives and tell us what we wipe our asses with. There, I said it. Get out of our bathrooms, get out of our kitchens, get out of our bedrooms, get out of our cars, get out of our lives. We are an independent people. We're perfectly able to live as we wish to live, to take care of our families. We don't want the iron fist of government in our face. We seek independence from the welfare state. We seek independence from centralized government. We seek independence from stupid hack politicians, starting with the president on down, and I mean exactly what I'm saying. Running around the country, goes to a toy store in suburban Philadelphia. Wow, how persuasive, how effective, almost like George Washington, huh? Mr. President, let me speak to you and be very blunt. I have no respect for you whatsoever. None. None. What you're doing to this country, what you're doing to my fellow citizens, what you're doing to future generations, that's a sin. It's unconscionable. Oh, I won an election. Oh, wow, he won an election. So I guess we get to turn the Constitution over to the President of the United States? Is that what it says? I guess we all have to turn our private property over to the President of the United States? Is that what it says? No, it says he won an election. And he's to conduct himself within the confines of the Constitution. Period. Now, I know he's an imperial president. He's dictator light. I know it. So what do we do about it? Do we negotiate with it? No, we don't. Do we accept it? No, we don't. We use every legitimate and peaceful means possible. I say legitimate and peaceful means possible. Legal, political, cultural. To obstruct him, to divert him, to slow him down, and ultimately defeat the spread of centralized power by this president and his party. That's why we don't negotiate. We don't negotiate the terms of our own suicide. Now, we are a people, most of us who are listening to this program, who believe in liberty. We're up against a force that believes in tyranny. There's no way around it, folks. That's the way it is. Societies do fail. Societies are not guaranteed perpetual existence. We have a president of the United States who lacks virtue. And when a government lacks virtue, it ceases to be virtuous. This debate about, I want to cut tax, I want to raise taxes on the upper class, I want to this, that. Don't get sucked in to the propaganda of a demagogue. Marx made that argument. Stalin made that argument. Lenin made the argument before him. Every social democrat in Europe and all the rest of the world have made this argument. Hugo Chavez makes the argument. Fidel Castro makes the argument. The Labor Party in this country and that party, they make the argument. That argument is alien to we the people. We're Americans. We're not Europeans. About our ancestry. I'm not talking about our ancestry. We're Americans. There are tens of millions of us. About 120 million people voted. There's 310 million people in this country. Yes, we accept the outcome of an election. That is, we know who won. But we embrace our Constitution because no election trumps the Constitution. For the rest of my time behind this microphone, whenever it is, and throughout the course of this presidency, I'm going to do everything I can, legitimately and peacefully, to resist what's going on in this country. And so should you. Don't surrender to this. Don't accept it. You're not in the middle class. You're in America. You don't hate the rich. You appreciate success. Turn your contempt on the politicians who are destroying this nation, who are bankrupting this nation, who are interfering with your lives. Turn your disgust on them because they deserve every ounce of it. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.